starting to feel a little bit lightheaded. See how close we are? Welcome to Woodland Park, Colorado, and welcome to the Sob. We are on our way up to Mount Sherman from Colorado Springs. It's considered one of the easiest 14ers. I'm solo today, but I'm glad you're joining me, and I will see you as we get closer to the mountain. Hopefully we can make it all the way to the trailhead. It just depends on snow. I don't want to push this car too hard. It's pretty old. So anyhow, see you in a moment. I'll keep you updated once we get up to, I guess 4th is good for now. I don't think I even made it to the Levick site. I'm not sure, but this is where I am beginning. I already have my crampons on. Looks like it's gonna be snowy for a little bit, but I'll catch up with you in a minute. Already, I'm glad I parked where I did. I just passed somebody who got their front-wheel drive Lincoln MKT SUV completely buried. Offered to help, but there were 4 of them. I think they can get it. So yeah, my old Saab would not have helped at all. But I guess if they're still there on my way back, I'll offer to drive them into town or something. This is pretty cool. This must be a Levick site that I was going to try to get to. Let's see. Yeah. The Hilltop Mill at Levick. That's pretty cool. So far, I'm really enjoying this. It's been kind of an adventure of a slightly warm breeze. It's a beautiful day. Wouldn't be anywhere else. I've arrived at the trailhead. Who doesn't love a couple extra miles and an extra 1,000 feet because it's winter? But that's the 12,000 mile mark. I'm gonna stop and have a little bit of water, maybe a little snack, and then keep going. I forgot to get sunscreen before coming on this voyage. So my wife gave me some really funny sunscreen. What's it called? Classic Whip SPF 30. And it comes out like whipped cream, which is hilarious. So I'm grateful that she gave me some so that I don't roast like I did on Quandary. See what happens. Here we are, 12,500 feet. We have our first little cairn, and gotta follow the rail of the road up here, where eventually it'll take a left and take me to the pond to get to the Hilltop Mine area. So that's milestone number 3 is this turn. 1 is the gate, 2 is the other mine, and this is 3. I called them crampons earlier, but the micro spikes are working really well. They're really more than adequate. There's little patches of snow and ice, but that's really about it. So, alright, here's where I'm going next. You can see where that guy is. Up to the saddle. Sheridan. Sheridan is a 13er, right? And Sherman is the 14er, respectively. Sheridan's on the left, Sherman's on the right. Right now, though, I'm savoring this flat ground. This is really nice. This cairn is the 15th mark. There's somebody struggling up there. And And that's where I gotta go. I can actually see somebody up there. That's cool. It looks pretty daunting from here, but we're already well over halfway through, so might as well finish it. Here we go. There's Sheridan. I'm on the saddle. Look at this view. That's where I'm going. That should be it. I'm officially up the saddle. There's two 13ers right there. Not sure what that further one is, but you could actually make a cool loop trail that would take you back, because my car is down in that valley. But I'm not feeling that adventurous today. I think that's my peak up there, my summit. There's another over there, so pretty cool. I'm at about 13,400 feet, 392 to be exact. So, while I'm feeling good, I'm gonna go ahead and have a seat, hang out for a minute, enjoy myself. This has been the most pleasant routine I've ever experienced. This is amazing. I feel great. I feel less out of shape than usual. I've actually been training. And this is one of the easiest ones out there. It's one of the 46 tallest ones, barely above 14,000 feet. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy the view. This is a false summit, but I'm right in the home stretch. It's just after that. And now I can see both sides of the saddle. Just incredible. What a beautiful place. This little ridgeline block, and that guy is over there, is our summit. So, we're getting pretty damn close. Well, I'm worn out. I feel pretty good. I'm still standing, so that's an improvement. But still gonna probably take a little bit to catch my breath and enjoy being up here. I mean, look at this. What a place. Ironically though, just below the summit, it's actually a little bit prettier, so I'm gonna get a couple pictures up here and then probably a couple near the summit instead. Also, I have a tooth again, which I'm very happy about. Anyway, neat. See you in a bit. Today, I will be photographing with the Mamiya C3, and just as before, but this time I'll be using Cinestill 50D, one of my very favorite films. And since the photographs that I'm taking for this project, my goal is to have them all be about 36 inch by 36 inch, which is a lot of space to occupy. I want to have as little grain as possible, so I don't imagine I'll be shooting pretty much anything over 200 ISO for this entire thing. But that means that on any sort of alpine start type climbs that I get, or that I do, I'm gonna have to lug a tripod up with me as well for sunrise shots. And that sounds awful, but the result will be worth it. The juice will be worth the squeeze, I suppose. Alright, let's see if I remember. This goes like this. I got my summit shots, which I'm happy about, and I'm heading down to this little area at probably like 13.9 or something. It's had some really beautiful rock formations and a lot of this kind of striation in the snow that kind of makes it look like slate. It's really pretty. So I want to hit the rest of the roll there, and then put the camera back in the bag and boogie on down. So we're making good time. It's about 12:30, so things are going great. The wind died down, so I went ahead and took my jacket back off and gloves and stuff. Making my way down pretty fast, actually. Don't have to stop every 10 feet like I do on the way up. But yeah, there's the bottom of the saddle, and where that guy is. Just gotta go straight down that little hilly ledge, and then just meander back to the car. So I got a little bit turned around, but not in a big way. I just accidentally got to see those ruins from the mines. They're back there someplace. But I found the right route, so I'm heading on the right direction now. We're pretty well below 13,000 at this point, which I'm happy about. It's starting to warm up. It's getting real nice. I'll see you down at 12. This road surface is a little soupy in some spots, but here's the 12,000 foot marker with that gate. I just gotta follow this road back to my car. Yuck. Listen to that. It's like a little pond or stream. Home sweet home. I see my sub. I'll see you on the road. God, this was long. Man, it feels good to be back in the car, sitting down. Might have gotten slightly delirious. But I have lots of water. I have snacks if I want them. So I'm heading back to Colorado Springs. I will see you guys in the debrief. That's awesome. Much more over there. Now that we're back, let's go ahead and talk about the photographs that I got while we were on the mountain. The 35mm pictures, which are the ones I'm going to start with, had a really pretty sort of effect to them. I liked them more than the medium format ones, oddly enough. You saw one of them in the little transition just now, which is fine, but they had the sky had this beautiful sort of dark blue color to them, which I was really a fan of. The one on the summit really told a story, and honestly there's a small part of me that kind of wants this one to be the summit photograph for this series, but I really want them all to be medium format because I like the challenge of the square that the C30 does, or the C3 does. I don't know, the square doesn't really make sense with landscape photography, and that's why I like the challenge of it. I actually was able to hand my camera off to somebody else who just happened to be at the summit when I was there, and he got a pretty good picture of me, which I'm hoping is on screen right now. So I'm happy to have that. The 35mm pictures really tell more of a story than the 120 ones in all of this, because it's a little camera and it's just in my pocket, and whenever I see something that's of interest to me, I take a picture of it. And as a result, you have pictures of like the funny parking situation, or you have pictures of the little mine ruins, or any number of things. But the point of this series isn't necessarily the 35mm pictures, although I do intend to use them. What I'd really like to do is at the end of this project just compile everything into a coffee table book, along with my sort of notes about it, things I was thinking about on the hikes, and I've been writing that down as I go along. Let's go ahead and talk about the reason why we're here. which are the medium format ones. Starting with probably my second favorite one of the series. It's a picture lower down at probably 13,500 feet on the saddle, or right at the top of it. I think there's a lot going on. I think it's really pretty. I love the mountain range in the background. The second one that I like is, the second one is pretty close to the picture that I chose for Quandary. It has a very sort of cool tone to it. There's a lot of snow. It's in a valley. But having just taken the one at Quandary that's pretty much exactly the same criteria, but better, I figured I shouldn't go with like the Kirkland Premiere version. I should just find a different picture. The third one is also a little bit lower. It's this sort of rock garden leading to a false summit, probably at 13,800, 900 feet, something like that. Fourth one is also something, yeah, I'm just gonna skip these. Skipping that, and that. This one was my wife's favorite, but she didn't like any of the foreground, she just liked the background. She thought that the mountain range back there looked pretty, which it does. Same with this one. If you want to look at that for a moment, I liked that. And then, of course, the sort of hero shot, the last one, the one that I got drum scanned, the one that I really like the most, is this one with the footsteps, because again, it kind of tells a story. The other ones just as easily could have been taken out of an airplane, if that makes sense. There's no real sense of place with them. And the trouble with taking pictures at the top of a mountain, if it's the tallest mountain for miles, is everything looks flat. Yeah, that's something I probably should have thought about more at the beginning of this, but in for a penny, in for a pound. This is the one that I chose. It's the one that I thought was sort of the best. I liked the cloud situation going on and the whatever from the airplanes, all that. I think it looks really pretty. So yeah. Anyway, there was a lot of halation in the film. I don't know what was going on with that, with the Cinestill, but it seems to have trouble whenever there isn't a lot of color. If it's just blue and gray, it just kind of loses itself a little bit. And so I'd say probably the Portra 160 that I took the last one with is a bit stronger of a contender for these top of mountain winter photographs, which is a pretty specific thing. So don't take that as a review by any means. But no, this climb was really pleasant. It was a beautiful day. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to get back up there. I think the ones that I'm doing next are a 2-for-1, Grays and Tories. Each one will have their own photograph, but I think I'm going to combine them into one video since it'll be one day. And I ended up having to take my Saab back again to get fixed in Boulder. So I'll probably go back up there once it's ready again for me to try and drive it home again. So anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you are as nerdy as I am and you actually are still here, I am shocked and I really appreciate that. And I hope to see you again in the future. So have a good one. Can I help you?